This is Wellow Park, and I'm here on the trail once again of an elusive, rather enigmatic species. I'm looking for the larva of the purple emperor butterfly. This is Wellow Park on a rather breezy but very pleasant late February morning. I'm here once again on the trail today of the purple emperor. Not as a butterfly, of course, in late February, that comes later in the year. Today I'm looking for that elusive 10mm larva. First of all, I need some sallow, and then I need it to be in the right place, which isn't here. As we've seen in recent videos, finding that little 10mm purple emperor larva is extremely difficult. It's quite a daunting task. But the advantage I have here is that I know roughly where to look. Wellow Park has been home for the purple emperor for many decades. It's one of Nottinghamshire's few historically known sites for the butterfly. The original wild population that was found here is still within at least one person's living memory. They can remember seeing the butterfly soaring around the tops of Wellow Park's oaks. In 2016, efforts were made to supplement the wild population here, and that also occurred in 2017. Part of the brilliant work was done by the unfortunately late Martin White. Martin released a number of larvae here, and purple emperors have been seen. Certainly since 2016 the butterflies have been recorded, but not from this location at the top of the hill, but from further down. And that's where I'm going to base my search. But the hardest part to start off with is finding those sallows growing in shade that are suitable for the female to lay. It's quite surprising how quickly the time goes. It doesn't seem 5 minutes since I was telling you to look out for these at Christmas. And indeed the first ones were out before New Year. Here at Wellow Park, the hazel catkins are in various stages. Some are now in the sort of browning stage where they're going over, but these, lovely jobs, like little lamb's tails. In a couple of weeks they'll all be completely over. The early spring period is moving and going by so very quickly. One reason why you need to get out regular if you want to see certain things, because they've come and gone and the year's advanced before you even put your boots on. This is the area of Wellow Park where adult purple emperors were last seen that I know to. Two apparently just here on the ground, coming down to feed minerals. This is where I ought to really start my search. In this particular area though, there aren't that many searchable sallows. There's a huge sallow here. Trouble is, most of it's up there. The eggs are typically laid well above head height, occasionally lower. There's a possible sallow just across there, but that doesn't get shade all day. However, for much of the day it'll be partially shaded, and a lot of it's within reach. That's going to be the start point of my search for this elusive little larva. You may well ask, why look for something else that you recently found at another site? I'll answer it with this: is anybody else looking anywhere? There's so many potential sites that the Purple Emperor has probably spread into now in Nottinghamshire. It could be anywhere. It's something you can do now, rather than wait for the adults to start flying. Not as spectacular as the adults, of course, though. A little 10mm larva. But still fun and an achievement to track down. One thing I like about Wellow Park is the various stages that the different compartments and areas are at. It's all been coppiced over many years, and as such those coppices are in various states of growth. After a while, the coppiced woodland becomes too overgrown and is in need of doing again, or at least thinning. I do like some trees in my woodlands, and I don't like to see trees taken out. I don't like to see complete areas of coppiced woodland, rather selective. But little tracks like this, these shady tracks, the lesser trodden tracks, are excellent for quite a few species of invertebrates. They're often more sheltered from the breeze, as is this one on a breezy morning like today. If you think that we're still well into the depths of winter, we're not. These are the young growing shoots of a common woodland plant called Dog's Mercury, which seems to thrive on these heavier soils. It's all over Wellow Park wood, but also at places like Curtain Wood and Treswell Wood. This plant almost dominates the woodland floor. It has very insignificant green flowers. In fact, some are just starting to open now, but they're the flower heads, and they just open pretty much nothing to the flower. But it is visited by hoverflies and other diptera. Not seen it visited by butterflies, but as you can see, it's growing now, and like so much of the woodland flora, it's starting to appear. Here's two fine examples of a very common flat-backed millipede. This almost certainly is Polydesmus angustus, which is the commonest of Nottinghamshire's 4, I think it is, known species. Often found in situations like this, under bark or under logs. They're usually quite obliging, as are these two, especially the one that's not budged an inch yet. But these are very charismatic species. Oh, they're both budging now, look. So shortly to disappear. Make the most of this opportunity. These are very easy millipedes to tell apart, but identifying them to species involves looking at the gonads, really, and the bits and bobs of the males. They are quite easy to separate, and you don't have to kill them in all cases if you're clever with your photography. Very common, found throughout Nottinghamshire. The majority of records, though, are based solely around the homes of the recorders of myriapods and isopods. So there's a lot of records in south-east of the county, but also around the Sherwood Forest and the Mansfield area. Unfortunately, myriapods say goodbye to this one, and isopods are once again very much an under-recorded aspect of our natural history. Reached the top end of Wellow Park. This is the part of the wood almost nearest to Wellow itself, and found this huge stone. Obviously it's cut stone, it's a good sort of 3 foot long this way and a good sort of 18 inches in width. I dare say it goes down at least 6 to 8 inches. I'm wondering whether this is an old boundary stone from many years ago. So here you can see that stone, how it's situated in a more broader setting. There's a path down that way and it's right on the edge of the ditch. The ditch continues from behind me. There's a room of about 20 feet for vehicles or horses and carts to access one part of the wood and the other. Interesting that. This end of Wellow Park's not an end that Dilys and I have ever visited regularly. In fact, only this last few months they've been removing some of the trees out here, and there's been a lot of thinning work, but it's not thinning work that's been over the top. Wellow Park has recorded some terrific invertebrates over the years, and it's also, aside from being one of the best sites to see Megabunus diadema, it's also probably Nottingshire's best site for a beautiful moth called clouded magpie. It's a species that Dilys himself only recorded once, and it was here, further back over there. And luckily it was disturbed by day. We've never light trapped here, although we'd have loved to over the years. Who knows what micro moths lurk in the confines of Wellow Park? No one knows, because no one records them that's trapped here. I mentioned towards the start of this video that this wood has the potential to be a great butterfly woodland, and that if it was 100 miles or so further south, anywhere south of Leicestershire, it really would hold a terrific number of species. It's got everything going to hold more species of butterflies. I'm surprised that nobody's ever released or attempted to release any of the fritillaries here. It could hold them all, potentially, but there's been no fritillaries, as far as I'm aware, recorded in Wellow Park, which is surprising. More research required, I think. Obviously, it doesn't look at its best this time of year, but the wide rides of Wellow Park that are cut pretty much on an annual basis hold a lot of nectar-bearing flowers. If you've seen the butterfly woods of Northampton, Oxfordshire and Buckinghamshire, and then you come here, it's hard to understand just why we don't have a greater range of butterflies. Purple Emperor obviously is the rarest of the lot here, but of course it holds purple hairstreak and also white letter hairstreak, the eggs of which are found at the far end of that track that you can see towards the left of your screen. However, there's still no sign of these elusive Purple Emperor larvae, although on the right hand side of that track to the left of the screen there are many sallows, all growing in shade, all potentially able to hold Purple Emperor larvae, maybe not quite big enough. And the ones that are big enough are too big and too tall for someone with short legs and short arms like me. They have to be here somewhere, just like at Sherwood. These are swines to find.